Morning. Welcome to the Mayor's Community Corner podcast. I'm your host, Mayor Dan Saracki. This morning, joining me in the great city of Oldsmar is Director of Life Cycle Management with Trifecta Networks, Brian Metzger. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
I am so excited that you're here. I appreciate your time and coming out today. Trifecta Networks is celebrating its 5th year in Oldsmar. And why did the president and CFO pick the great city of Oldsmar?
Yeah, so Trifecta Networks has a long legacy of being part of the Oldsmar community. After the CEO and president, Christopke, purchased Trifecta Networks, there was no question that Oldsmar is where we wanted to be. We saw a major value in being centrally located for multiple reasons, some being recruiting and some business opportunities. Highly developed business parks. You have Douglas, you have all of Tampa Road, so a lot of businesses that are close to here that kind of work well with us. And then a responsive government, especially in when COVID hit, we were able to communicate with the city and had a bunch of backing and directional information when that happened, which was extremely helpful for us. And then also a large business support network that Oldsmar provides with organizations like the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce.
That's great. You know, your location is actually kind of perfect. They just opened up that road. You're right across the street from McDonald's.
Yep.
You're close there. You can walk over there if you want to take a break from the office. Yeah, it's a great location in our city. And can you explain to the audience all the unique services offered by Trifecta Networks?
Yeah, Trifecta Networks provides technology and solutions and services nationwide. Our unique portfolio provides high-quality pre-owned equipment. We call that 5-star certified, and we back that with an advanced replacement lifetime warranty. So if it ever fails or anything like that, we're going to send you a replacement immediately, along with a robust OEM partnerships. So some of the large names like Juniper, Mist, Palo Alto, Dell, HP, and many others. Our really reliable and cost-effective professional services are designed almost as like an extension to our customers' team. So anyone in the IT realm knows that IT departments are typically short-staffed. So we become that arm. Hey, you need somebody to install this at that location, and you don't have the bandwidth or manpower to do that. We can help there. And then we also focus on the entire life cycle of the equipment. So not only will we sell it to you or help you configure what you need, find out what you need, install it, manage it while it's there if you want some sort of warranty on it and tax support. We'll also pull the equipment out when you don't need it and try to find some additional value there for you. And that's kind of where we focus, is on the entire life cycle of the network environment.
So when you say installation, all over the country, locally, or both?
Both. We do a lot of business outside of the Tampa Bay area, and we do have some business here. But we're solidifying some roots here and really getting our name out here in the Tampa Bay area.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Thanks for sharing all that information with us. In 2020, your company was very instrumental with the COVID-19 pandemic when it hit the U.S. shores. How did COVID impact your business?
So our organization was early to recognize the seriousness and the magnitude of what was happening. We began transparent communications with our entire team and our customers on what was happening, what we were potentially thinking about doing. When it became clear that we would need to close at least our sales office, even well before the mandate came out, we doubled down on our efforts to make sure that our teams continuously engage. And we did that by daily Zoom meetings, making sure that, hey, if they had any questions, we were all the leadership team and all the support team was there on a regular basis. Not only did we protect our workforce, but rather than reducing heads, where a lot of companies did, we increased our team by 20% during that pandemic. Trifecta Networks was officially designated an essential business, And we were able to support many health organizations and companies that really needed some support during during the pandemic. Let's see. With our, we were able to help by delivering our critical IT equipment and services, despite being in an extremely challenging environment. Our team was always available 24 hours a day for any of our customers' needs.
Well, I imagine, I mean, that pandemic changed our world. I mean, it changed it. So I think
Yeah.
I would feel your company would be a master at helping people work virtual, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So most of our customers, so think about the different type of customers we work with. We have, there's some retail stores, but you have a large law firm that has a call center. That large call center now has to get all those people remote. So they're going to need, typically people are going to have a laptop that they come and go with. But what we saw in the start of this is there was a significant shortage on power supplies for phones, for desktop phones, because typically in a normal environment, you're PoE. Well, a $5 piece of a power cord went from $5 to $125 in a matter of a week because everybody was pushing their team home and needed something like that. And that's just one of the examples that we ran into.
Yeah, I bet you tripled your business. I mean, you had to be.
Yeah.
I mean, because you were the leader in technology for that environment.
Yeah, so it was. There was multiple things that were happening there in the beginning of the pandemic. There was a handful of things that became extremely scarce.
Right.
But some trickle downs of all that is you think about distribution and the supply chains that have been disrupted for everybody. You have large companies like Cisco and Juniper and HP that can't get any equipment because the manufacturers over in China are shut down. Well, everyone's sort of going to what we call N-1 technology. So Cisco's selling the latest and greatest, but I talked about our 5-star certified equipment we sell. So, hey, I can get this now, or I can wait a year and a half for that. Well, now I need that piece of equipment. So the demand for the equipment in our warehouse that you've walked around and seen became extremely high.
Yeah, I was really impressed with your location. I you drive around the city, you don't realize all the businesses that are really here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you here, because when I took that tour, I was so impressed with your operation and your employees, your marketing employees, everybody that was there. I was really impressed with the company. So thank you but I want to ask you a couple more questions.
Perfect.
What does Trifecta Networks consider to be its most valuable asset?
Trifecta Network firmly believes that its people is our strongest asset. There isn't a more committed, you just mentioned our team a little
Absolutely.
bit ago, more loyal, more enthusiastic group of people, and than the people that work at Trifecta. The best way to kind of understand who Trifecta is and what we go through and how we do our recruiting and how we engage with people every day is really from our core values. And we have 5 of those. We walk and we talk them. We, you know what, you got to do some discipline every now and then. So we'll navigate people in the right direction off of these. And number 1, deliver what you promise. 2, care for others. 3, take pride in all you do. Number 4, everyone's favorite in the interview process is have some freaking fun. And number 5, building lasting relationships.
Yeah, I remember when we were in that meeting, you mentioned that. And you had it on the wall, I think, if I recall. Didn't you? Yep, hanging on the wall.
Yep, and one of the things that we say often is while they're on the wall, that's just a slight reminder, but we assure and encourage people to walk and talk those every single day.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about community. You currently represent Trifecta Networks through your involvement with a few organizations. Which ones are you involved in?
So great question, and this is one of my favorite ones because I have been involved with the local community on a couple boards for quite some time, and there are some aspects of this that I get a ton of satisfaction on. It's all the warm and fuzzies that everyone wants, you see. And number 1, being on the board for the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. I've worked for and been involved in some chamber communities across the area. I have never seen a chamber of commerce that works so closely with the city, and us being right across the street is so impactful for the people in the community, for the businesses in the community, and I love that. And it just an incredible, fabulous group of people on that board, and all the members as well. Number 2, the warm and fuzzies I was talking about before, is going to be the holiday sharing fund and kids pedal power. What we do is we have an awesome partnership with Habitat for Humanity, and most people are probably familiar with them. But when they do a dedication for a home, this family has invested hours and hundreds of hours into sweat equity. They've done hundreds of hours in classrooms for financial development to be able to get this 0% interest loan. And when the family gets the house, if there's a kid associated with that house, what we do as an organization is we donate a bike to that kid or those kids.
That's great.
One of the things we just did a couple days or a couple weeks ago is we actually assisted in the construction. We had our team, our Trifecta team, out there laying sod at one of these houses.
Oh, wow.
And we got to meet the family, and Jace, one of the kids that we have coming up on January 16th, we're going to do the dedication. We're going to give Chase a bike.
That's great.
Yeah. So very excited about that. And those are some of the things that I'm heavily involved in. As an organization, obviously a member of the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber, highly engaged in a lot of the events that they do. Proud sponsor of the Chamber's annual golf tournament. I think we do a couple of the tournaments. We got a lot of golfers over there. And then as a team, we've contributed to local charities, whether it's time, whether it's financial, Metropolitan Ministries, Feeding Tampa Bay, Habitat for Humanity, Special Operations Warrior Foundation, John Hopkins All Children's Hospital, the Warwick Dunn Foundation, and the Tampa Bay Lightning Seats for Service. That's a pretty cool, was a pretty cool thing. But we're always looking for things we want to get involved in that kind of fall into our culture, into our core values, and into our vision into the future.
Sounds like you're busy.
Yeah. Very.
So are you a chair or involved in like a leadership role in any of those organizations?
Yes. So I am on the board for the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. Work with those guys over there, and then also on the board for Holiday Sharing Fund.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. I think we had a question about what do you give back to the community, but I think you already answered that.
Yeah.
So as a leader in the business community, what advice would you give local businesses or managers?
Piggybacking off some of the core values here, I would like to say it's the people. All right. So there's a lot of older tactics where whether it's sales, whatever it may be, you sit in your seat, do your job, and then go home. That's not my mentality. That's not what I see as impactful for a human being. But you will have people that would just do that, but that's not what's really going to develop somebody. But invest in people, invest in what their wants are, know who they are as an individual, and continue to push them on a slow and steady pace.
Wonderful. You know, I can feel your power and your leadership for the employees. And that's exactly why I wanted you here, because when I was at your location, I could tell all your employees loved working there. And I really, I think I appreciate that.
Yeah,
thank you very much. It means a lot to me. And but one thing I wanted to bring up also, for the holidays, you had a day at the races.
Yeah.
We were at the Tampa Bay horse track, Tampa Bay Downs, and I had another event. I had to go to the mayor's luncheon, and I came a little bit late. But when I got there, I wanted to tell you that was just a wonderful event you did for your employees, your vendors, your clients. I thought that was just something really special. And the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because it reminded me of the Centennial. We use that suite area for the VIP people for the Centennial concert.
Okay.
And I haven't been in there since 2016. So when I walked in, I just thought that was a great event. And I wanted to say thank you for doing that for the community.
You're welcome. And that means a lot to see that what we're trying to do is hitting home, going back from you walking through the warehouse and noticing the people and noticing how the warehouse is set up. We just had our yearly audit the other day, and we had some comments from our auditor. She's like, "I've never seen a warehouse like this before. This is by far significantly neater and more organized than anything that I've ever seen." And we take that to heart, and that's a nice little pat on our back to make sure that we're heading in the right direction. And then the event. That was our second year doing it, and we're going to do that every single year. And we want the community involved. We want our local our vendors. We had people fly from California to go to that.
Wow.
So it's cool to see that we have those relationships where people want to come be a part of that, and it only solidifies it by you saying that.
Well, I took a point when I was there to try to talk to everybody. I really try to do that just to introduce myself. Mm-hmm. And I met so many people from around the country. And again, thank you again for that. Well, thank you, Brian, for being my first podcast on the Mayor's Community Corner. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any last thing you want to bring up?
No, thank you for having me here. This was pretty neat. First podcast I've ever been a part of, and I enjoyed the conversation, the dialogue, and all the questions.
Cool. Well, what's really neat is you can listen to it in your car.
Yeah.
Put it on your phone, and you can throw it through your speakers.
There you
all
go.
right, I got some upcoming events I want to share with everybody. First of all, tree recycling is going on right now. Thursday, Friday, January 27th at Ariel's Park. Just take your Christmas tree down and dump it off. Also, closure Monday, January 16th, Martin Luther King Day. City Hall's closed. You won't be able to pay your water bill. Our city council meeting is Tuesday, January 7th, right here in the council chambers. We have a CPR AED class Saturday, January 21st, 9 a.m. at the fire station. I believe there's a fee. I've taken that class. It's wonderful. Don't miss that. Also, Lightning Hockey Clinic. Last night I played hockey at the rink with the adults. It was a wonderful time. It's street hockey. It's January 21st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Oldsmar Hockey Rink. Don't miss that. Bring the kids. They got hockey sticks, pucks ready to go. Art reception and art exhibit opening Tuesday, January 24th, 5:30 to 7 p.m. at City Hall. Touch a Truck. That's fun at the fire department. That is January 28th at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Go see the fire truck. Get inside. Learn about it. The fire department will be there. They will teach you all about what's going on at our fire department. You don't want to miss that. Saturday, January 28th. That's it. I'm signing off. I'm your host, Mayor Dan Saracki. Thank you for visiting me in the Mayor's Community Corner. I'll see you next time.